Hey, this is Marie. Hey, so today we're making this little towel hanger. It is a super quick and easy, like fun gift to make. You can make it very quick. It can hang on an oven handle, the refrigerator door handle. Like if you have a cabinet that has a little handle with a bar on it, you could hang it on that. It is super quick and easy to make. You just go ahead and put your towel through the hole. This is like a little elastic inside of there. I show you exactly how to make it in the video. We're using a size H hook and we're using worsted weight yarn. I'm using 3 different colors. You can use whatever scraps that you have. I have a favorite purple that I'm using. And then I have Ice Yarn Softly Baby in white. And then I have a Snowflake, which is like a little specialty yarn in the purple as well. You can use whatever yarns you like. You can use all the same color. Let's get started. And we'll need, I'm gonna use a size H hook, and I have 3 different variations of H hooks over here. And then I'm going to use a hair tie, just an elastic. And then I'm going to use, need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and a button. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with my slip knot. And then I'm going to crochet around this hair tie. So you have your slip knot on your hook, you're putting your crochet hook through the center of the hair tie, pulling through, and then pulling through 2. And I'm just going to hold this tail alongside of the hair tie, and I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm going to go ahead and cover up this whole hair tie with yarn. And I'm not counting to see how many stitches, I'm just doing however many it takes to fill up the hair tie. So I will meet back up with you when I get this hair tie full of stitches. Okay, so now I'm back and I have the hair tie completely crocheted. There's my little tail. I'm going to do one last stitch in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just slip stitch into this top stitch. I'm going to go into both of those legs and I'm going to slip through both. So I've just slip stitched into the top of that. I'm going to go back and trim this little tail. Just being careful not to cut anything but the tail. And then the next thing that I'm going to do, so I've got my elastic just fully covered with yarn, and I just did however many stitches it took to fill it. So I'm going to do 2 chains, and then I'm going to double crochet. I'm going to double crochet in that same space. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over into the next space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So I'm going to do a few of these double crochets. And do one more. Let's see, so we have that beginning chain 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochets. So there's actually, it looks like 9 with that beginning chain 2. So we'll go ahead and chain 2. We're going to turn the work to the other side. And then go ahead and double crochet in each of the double crochets all the way across. And then we've come to the last one. We're going to go ahead and do the double crochet in there, just like that. And then we'll chain 2 and we'll flip it over again. And then we'll double crochet in the top of each one. So I'm going to double crochet in that first one. Okay, so it's looking like this so far. I'm going to continue on double crocheting until I've made a large strip across the top of this, and I will catch back up with you when I get the length that I would like. So I'll go ahead and show you on this other one that I have. So it looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and keep doing the double crochets all the way up until I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows. And so I'm on my 3rd row now, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to do the next 10 rows of the double crochets, just like I had the last 3, and I will catch back up with you when I get to the top. Okay, so this is how it's looking now. We had our ring that's covered. We have our 9 double crochets. We have our 13 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows of double crochets. And we still have 9 stitches at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so if you, at any point, if you feel like you've missed a stitch, you can always just pull it back and pick back up and try to get back to your, where you missed your 9 stitches, like from the previous row. All right, so the next step that we're going to do is just the top. We're going to go ahead and do the top of this. So we're going to chain 1, and then I'm going to single crochet in the top, and then I'm going to do a double crochet in the next one, and then another double crochet, and another double crochet, oops, and then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm just going to skip 1 space, and I'm going to double crochet in that next space. We're just making a hole for the button to go through. And then I'll do another double crochet, another double crochet, and then a single crochet on the end. Just like that. And so we're just kind of making a top to our towel holder so that it can fold over and go over a button, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and snip my yarn and then pull through, just like that. And then we'll go ahead and pick up right down here with our other color. I'm going to use a coordinating yarn, and I'm using this ice yarn, this coordinating snowflake with these little flecks of color in it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a slip stitch, put it on my hook. I'm going to go ahead and go into this space right here, right next to this first stitch right here. And I'm going to pull the yarn through, and then chain 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and double crochet in this next stitch. I'm not going to, this strand of yarn that's coming off the tail, I'm not going to go ahead and crochet over that. I want to use that to weave in this end so that I can make it a little cleaner right here. I'm going to weave it into here. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave that hanging down in the back. But I'm going to go ahead and put 2 double crochets in each of the top of these stitches that go around the elastic. And I'm just kind of making it a little bit fancier around the elastic. You could totally do this with any other yarn, or the same yarn that you were using, but I'm making 2 stitches in each stitch so that it kind of makes it a little ruffly. So I will go ahead and catch back up with you when I get to the other side. But basically I'm going to put 2 stitches in each stitch all the way around. Just like that, until I get to over here. Okay, so now I've reached the end. I've done 2 double crochets in each of the stitches all the way around the elastic. I have 1 more right here. I'm going to do 2 in this one. Just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim my yarn and then pull through. And then I'm just going to go ahead and weave in the ends of these 2 ends. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and weave these in. All right, and then I'll go ahead and trim the end. And I'll do the same with the other side. Basically, I just wanted to make this look clean right here, like a clean connection. And I'll go ahead and weave this in as well. Okay, so just like that, that's good. Go ahead and trim this. All right, so that is what that looks like. Now I'm going to go ahead and weave in this end. Okay, that looks good. All right, so this is what it looks like. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and sew our button on. And we want it to go over the handle of the stove, or want to make this big enough for whatever handle we're going to be putting it on. I'm going to go ahead and sew a button on somewhere right around here. Just going to pick up a button, and then I'm going to use a smaller eyed needle to sew the button on. Let me go ahead and get some more of the purple yarn. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and trim the other side of that. And I'm using one that a needle that I can get through my hole on my button. That's really the only criteria of which size needle you can use. This one was too large. This one's nice for weaving in ends, but the eye of the needle was too large to get through the hole of the button. So we're going to go ahead and sew this on. Making sure that the button is fairly centered. I'm just making sure to hold the back of the yarn so that it doesn't go all the way through. And then I'm going to tie it in a knot, and then we'll weave in the ends afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and make a few more passes through the button. Just making sure to secure it. Okay, so that's good. That button feels pretty secure. Now I'm going to find my end of the yarn, my other end. And I'm going to go ahead and tie it again with a double knot. And then we'll go ahead and just weave in our ends. I've already got the yarn on this end of this tail, so I'm just going to go ahead and weave it in. I could have left this tail a hair longer. I just want to weave it in so it doesn't come loose. Okay, that's good. Okay, and we're all done. What a quick and easy gift. You can make this fancier if you like. You can make it narrower, you can make it wider, you can put a little edging on it. Okay, so I thought I would just show you how to make that edging really quick in case you wanted to see how to do that. So I just went ahead and did a slip stitch with another coordinating yarn. I'm just using a white Softly Baby scrap yarn that I had left over. I'm gonna go ahead and just attach it like right here, right where the purple meets this speckly colored yarn. I'm just going to slip stitch it to start, and I'm not going to go over my tail. I'll weave in my tail. I'm going to go ahead and just do chain 2, and then I'm going to go to one of the next spaces, not right here but just a little bit further over, and I'm going to go ahead and just do a single crochet. And then I'm going to chain 2, and then not right here, but one space over, do another single crochet. Then I'll chain 2, and then kind of skipping every space, and then chain 2, not right here, but here. And I'm kind of just picking a space that's slightly over. So I'm just making like a little edging around it. So chain 2, chain 2, and then not right here, but here. So then it's making this little edging all the way around. I really like how that looks. So I'll go ahead and continue on around doing 2 chains and then single crocheting it. All the way around. And it's not that specific, you know, if you don't get it in the right spot, it's fine. And then when I kind of come up here, I'm just doing the 2 chains, and then I'm putting it in like every stitch. Okay, I'll catch back up with you when I get done. Okay, so I'm back. I've done my little edging all the way around it. I'm going to go ahead and snip the yarn, and then I'm going to weave in my ends. I will be using this needle with the larger eye on it. And I'm just kind of weaving it back into the white yarn or the edging yarn, just so that it can be hidden. So I'll do the same thing with the other side, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's how it looks with the edging on it. Just a little bit fancier, and it didn't have that raw kind of edge on the outside. So you can either choose to do that or not. I just wanted to add that little extra like bonus of how I put the edging on in case you wanted to do that. So I really like how it turned out. It's really cute. This is a really quick and easy make. You can totally make this probably in an hour or something like that and make these as gifts. Super easy, super quick, like kind of a fun little gift. Okay, thanks.